TBDBITL friends, family, current members, and alumni. My name is Scott Killian, and I'm a member of the TBDBITL Alumni Club's social media team, as well as a former member of CRO. Tonight, I'm here to share with you what we hope is the first of many editions of a new series we'll be running on our social media platforms, where we highlight band alumni that are still currently involved with the program, as well as current and former staff members, to give the alumni club and fans of the program in general some insight as to what goes on behind the scenes, as well as that insight as to what help creates the final product you see on the field on Saturday afternoons. Welcome to Talk to Biddle. Today is Friday, April 15th, and we are less than 24 hours away from seeing the first view of the 2022 Ohio State Buckeyes football team inside of the Horseshoe at tomorrow's spring football game. This also means that the OSUMB directing staff has been hard at work over the last couple months with the spring athletic band putting on a pregame and halftime show for tomorrow's game. So, on tonight's episode, we will be sitting down with the man who is taking the OSUMB to space, to the arcade, to buzzing control towers with Maverick and Goose, to rocking out with the music of Queen, and for tomorrow's halftime show, taking you to the land of all that is hairspray, sold-out arenas, screaming guitar solos. It's the music of Van Halen, and tonight's guest, Mr. John Brennan.
Hey, Scott. Thanks for having me.
Not a problem. So, arranging another show for the spring, well, just for the athletic band program in general. Between the spring band and the marching band, how many shows is this now?
Ooh, I would guess probably around 16, 15. Pretty much every show since 2006.
Wow. And so 16 shows. I mean, this is pretty much where your whole arranging career got started, right?
Yeah. In undergrad, there was an arranging competition, and the winner got a little bit of scholarship money. And, I enjoy composition and writing music. So I thought, well, I'll see if I can, get a little bit of scholarship money. Was kind of my main motive there. And I really enjoyed the process a lot. And it's kind of moved into a full-time career for me.
Nice. So then let's go back to that first show. You won the Heine arranging competition. What was the first show with the spring band?
The first show was an 80s rock show. I won the arranging competition in 2005 with Crazy Train by Ozzy Osbourne. And I approached the directing staff, that's the spring of '05, after they announced the winner of the competition, and asked them if I could do the spring game show in 2006. And they said we would talk in the winter and after the marching season was over. And I kind of worked in the background on an 80s show, and it ended up being Tommy Two Tones 8675309, Living on a Prayer, and Crazy Train was the first show.
Nice. And I actually do remember playing that one, and that was a blast in itself. So then let's go even further back. Square one. You're at Northland High School in Columbus. How did Ohio State become the academic decision? And when did an all brass and percussion band become a possibility for, you're a saxophone player primarily, right?
Yes. Yep. I'm a saxophonist. Day one in band was actually on clarinet, and I played that all the way through undergrad as well. I originally got into music because my father took me to an Ohio State football game around 1990. I was 5, and I remember seeing the band come out to the ramp entrance, and I was just hooked. I mean, the sound was amazing, and I was like, I want to be in band. And eventually, through middle school and high school, I started messing around with composition things and coming up with little things here or there, and did a couple real young concert band pieces while in high school. And I knew I was going to go to OSU. School of Music is tremendous there. and I wanted to be a member of the OSU marching band. So in high school, I actually added mellophone to the list of instruments that I played in preparation for going to Ohio State.
So take us kind of through that networking process after the first shows into your first clients and what it's now six high schools and six colleges.
Six colleges right now, possibly a seventh being added into the mix. But yeah, I was at the right spot at the right time with OSU. The football's schedule got expanded by a game at home, and that kind of freed up a spot for a new music arranger to join the staff. And in 2010, I was asked to join the arranging staff. And I mean, it's one of those things where your career kind of starts off backwards. You start off with one of the best college bands in the country, and I mean, at 25 years old, you couldn't ask for a better experience. And with by 2012, the video game show obviously took off and got a lot of attention. And from that, I started adding on high schools and other groups around the country.
So we've talked about kind of the start and where things came from, and then enter the video game show. This was a decade after YouTube was created, so everybody and their brothers posting videos, and you see it on the Today Show, on Good Morning America. The band and staff were recognized at the State House. I'm sure aunts, uncles, cousins, brothers, everybody's talking about it. Take us through that, seeing all of a sudden, hi, this is all over the news. I mean, this craziness is everywhere.
It it was a wild experience. I was in my first year in grad school, being serving as a GA with the marching band, and my wife and I live in Upper Sandusky, so I had a pep band the next morning, so we got a hotel room down in Columbus, and we're walking back there after the game, and there was a lot of people just talking about the halftime show in the crowd, just walking back, and it was like, well, that's kind of cool. People were talking about it. I get to the pep band that morning, and the students were just completely excited about the previous night. They were just talking about it constantly, and get done with the pep band, get home, open up, take out my phone, and I look at Facebook, and I had over 100 notifications. I had people reaching out to me that wanted to talk about the video game show, that were running television programs on game, certain gaming networks and all sorts of stuff like that. It was a bit overwhelming to say the least, and I just ultimately I just went back and started picking apart the show, what things I did well with my writing, what things I can improve upon, and just kind of calibrated and adjusted for the next year.
Definitely a springboard moment, which is phenomenal. So putting you on the spot from a outside, mildly educated observer, your shows seem to be a little bit less of the traditional song break announcement, and more of a full experience, like an act one, act two, would incorporate more songs into one, get more songs involved in a halftime show than the traditional three, four, whatever. So I mean, it really, let's say it makes it easier to create an ebb and a flow over the course of a performance and really create those wow factor moments. Um, so 16-ish years into your career, favorite wow moment, whether it be from the crowd reaction, the band's reaction when they read the show, or to you just sitting back and listening and going, yeah, I did that.
It's hard to pick out one. I mean, there's just so many. I really enjoy when I get feedback from students saying that they really enjoyed playing the music I wrote for them, and I mean, the video game show obviously sticks out. The space show in 14 was a lot of fun to put together, and the the Queen show from 2018 was also just really stuck out as some of my personal favorite shows that I've worked on. But by and large, I mean, everything I do is for the students. I want, as an alum of the program, one of the things that you take with you is the performances. Those memories are very vivid, and I take a lot of uh, pride and take a lot of personal energy into the shows for the students to maximize their experience.
You've mentioned the number of clients that you've worked with over the last few years and currently working with. Over the last couple years, who have you worked with, and where can people see those shows?
Well, I have a bunch of shows from most of my clients on my website. There are YouTube videos, and they're linked on there at jbrennanmusic.com. But the last couple of years, I've been working with the University of North Texas, University of Wyoming, Heidelberg University. So I'm writing for several college groups, and I'm adding a couple more for this upcoming fall, in addition to that core group of bands.
Very good. So, moving back onto this season and this week. Um, Betty White and the Golden Girls have been on everybody's minds recently. So, we're going to channel the little Sophia here, and so we're going to picture it. The year's 2008. Yours truly is sleeping in on a Sunday morning. Nice, beautiful day in Columbus at my home on Stinchcombe Drive. And my roommate, you, decides to wake everybody in the house up with the wonderful sounds of Van Halen's Jump on the keyboard because you're not working on what you're probably supposed to be. You're just wailing on Jump because, well, you can.
Hmm.
So, getting that out of my system, you finally have a chance to put the music of Van Halen on the football field. Take this as a chance to kind of walk everybody through the idea of a show, the song selection, the composition, pretty much from you speaking with a client about it to day one of rehearsal with the students.
Well, this show, the Van Halen show for the spring game, came about. Started with a phone call. Dr. Hoke called me in the middle of January and told me that the graduate teaching assistants that are writing drill to the show are going to come up with a couple themes, and when they have those nailed down, he'll reach out and send an email with it, and we'll have a conversation about it. And they had a couple other ideas on the list, but this one just everybody kind of mutually agreed on. So my job as the music arranger is to go through, find some of the more popular tunes of Van Halen, and kind of figure out an order that's going to really keep everyone's attention. That just makes sense musically. Usually, your most popular chart is going to be at the closer. Something fairly recognizable is going to be there on the opener. Is usually how we try to structure things. And then once we have an order, I reached out to the design team and kind of laid out what I was thinking, and everybody agreed. And from that point, I can go through and start planning each arrangement where I'm going to place the melody, uh, any type of analysis that I need to do. I usually get lead sheets, which are as a piano reduction of the song, and it'll have the melody, it'll have the bass line, it'll have the chords, and I'll use that as a guide and kind of double check it with the source music, the recording, and from there I start sketching out the arrangement. You get the first draft done, and then at that point, it's like writing an English paper. You're just going through and revising it, checking for any writing errors, and once I have the show done, I will send the files off to the directing staff, and the graduate assistants will start writing drill, and Mark Reynolds, the band's percussion instructor, will start writing the percussion parts for the music.
There you go. Make it sound nice and simple, um, which we all know it by the complexity of a lot of the things that you put on the field. It's not quite as easy for everybody as you make it sound. But hey, I know the students enjoy it, and I know that as a fan now, I enjoy listening to it. So there it is. That's our show for the evening. There you have it. A saxophonist in high school turned member of ERO, who became a staff arranger for his alma mater, and of course the arranger for tomorrow's spring game halftime show with the Ohio State Spring Athletic Band. To those of you going to the game tomorrow, don't just show up to support the team. Get there early, stay in your seats for halftime, and enjoy the music of Van Halen arranged by our guest and TBDBITL alum, John Brennan.
Thanks for having me, Scott. Go Bucks.
Thank you, John, and thank you for spending some time with us tonight. We'll be doing this more over the next few months. Our next video is set to premiere on April 29th, featuring some alumni drum majors doing a little roundtable discussion leading up to the tryouts for the 2022 drum major. Thank you so much for your time, and like Mr. Brennan said, go Bucks.